Welcome everyone to part 20 of this puzzle run where you can solve these tactical problems along with me. So let us begin here. Alright, it looks like we have this rook moving here. And what does black have in this position? Well, we see the queen is lined up on the king, so that could be an advantage there. But how to follow through? All right, we could move this rook with check, possibly attacking the queen here. So, how may that play out? Now, if you need time to calculate, just pause the video. I'll try to hold back on giving out an answer, although I may have done that already. So the queen is lined up here on the king, and I'm thinking to maybe move this rook here to f2 with a discovered check, and then we would be able to capture the queen possibly. So that looks to me to be the best move, I think. All right. Well, maybe not. Hold on, because the queen could just move here. And then what do we have? All right, so I better take a quick look before I just make my move. All right. So it looks like if we move here, the queen can block like this. So if we move here, that may be better. The queen could block here. We could capture. So this looks like the better move here. All right, now we can just capture and then capture this. So make sure there's not a better move. This looks best. And then now we can pick this off, and we're just ahead with these 2 knights of extra material here compared to his 3 pawns. All right, I hope you found that. Let's move on to the next one. And all right, the king was in check and just moved to f7 here. So how do we continue some sort of attack here? All right, well, we have a rook, queen, and possibly the knight. So an obvious move may be here, queen checking on h7. The king would have to run down to one of these 2 squares. So then our rook he would probably go here to e6. So queen check. So queen check. If he would retreat up here, we would have a mate with the queen to g7. So he would have to come forward, and he wouldn't want to go here, or else we could bring up the rook and attack here. So, and that would be a mate. So he has to go to e6 here. So queen check. He has to go here. Now if we bring the rook up, he could block with the knight. Okay. But we could bring the queen. No, that won't work. All right. So what do we do once he goes here? So queen check. He runs to here. And now we can bring the queen here once again, but he could block that. So we bring the rook up, he blocks with the knight. But then how do we continue? Well, How do we continue? Hmm. So, I'm stuck here a little bit. So, unless there's something else, queen to h7 check forces him here. Okay. Hmm. Queen to h7 check. King goes here. Does this do anything? Bringing the rook up with check. He will have to block with the knight. And then what do we have? We could pick off a pawn, but does that really do much? Then we have the chance to swing down here with a check. And our knight is under attack here, so that's important as well. So queen, rook. Oh, then we bring the knight up to here, attacking the queen and this. Okay. Now we attack the queen. Ah, nope. Oh, I moved too fast. We capture with the rook first. So capture with the rook first and now the fork. I moved too quickly. I should have got that. All right, I hope you got that one. I just moved too fast there. All right, on to the next move. The king, or the next problem, the king has just moved here to g3. What can we do here? What do we have? All we have is a rook and a bishop. So, what can we do here? Is there a way to trap that queen? If we attack with the rook, the queen could move here and escape. If we bring this bishop up to here to cover that, the queen can move out to here, anywhere through here. Okay. All right. Well, what do we have here? Is there anything that would help us? All right, I'm not seeing a way forward. Do we want to try and trap this queen? But the queen can just jump in here and come out this way. So rook, queen moves. There's no way to bring this bishop up here and attack the queen. And if we bring this bishop up here now, the queen can slide out here. Hmm. Okay. Well. Hmm. All right. Well, I don't know, what are our other options? We could, if we try to line this bishop up here, you know, maybe attack, put the rook here and attack these pawns, and then try and line this up. I don't know, that seems to give the queen time to swing over. If this queen gets out, we're in trouble. Okay, let's see. What if we went here with a check? So, does this check do anything here? Okay. All right. Check. Do we just bring this bishop up? Where would the queen move? The queen would come out maybe here or even here. Then if we attacked, I don't know, I'm missing something. I don't see anything good for, you know, black to do in this position. Hmm. All right, I mean, we have a threat of trapping the queen by going here. So that forces the queen to make a move to one of these four squares here. So the queen would have to come out, and then I don't know, if we attack, you could just move up. All right. I just do not see anything good here. Not anything at all. Okay. All right. If we were to move here, is there anything else we could do? If we move the bishop here to trap the queen in, the queen would have to move here to come out. And if the rook all right. Well, I just don't see it here. I don't see it. I might have to just find the answer. I'm going to have to take a hint because I do not know. Okay, they want me to move this rook. All right. If we attack the queen, it's just going to escape up here. Do we go after these pawns? Even if we did that, the queen could come out and just start attacking everything. If we check here, the king will just move. So check, what does that do? I don't know. It doesn't look like it does anything to me. All right, this puzzle run is turning into a puzzle crawl, so I don't know. So that's what it wanted, but what can you do then? If you go here, he just takes that. So do we move this pawn? We can't move the pawn because it's pinned to the king. I don't know. To me, it looks like that did absolutely nothing. The queen can just escape. If we go there, the queen can just capture that. I don't know. It doesn't look like there's anything here. Okay, here's something. Check. Capture the, or attack the queen. And why did he take? He's in check. Or no, he wasn't in check. But the queen could have moved here, but then it would have been trapped. Okay, I see. All right. Well, that was interesting. That one got me. That one got me. All right. Okay. On to the next one here. Bishop has moved to b7. What do we have here? Any threats? We have our queen firing up through this middle, through the diagonal to the king side. So, looks like we need to check the king. He will have to move onto that diagonal. So that appears to be the first move, is to move the knight. Now we have to find the best place to attack here. Best place to attack. Because as soon as we move this knight now, he can block. So I guess we need to move here to attack the queen. All right, on to the next one. Okay, knight has just moved. Our queen is under attack. What do we do here? What do we do? All right. Well, we could, well, pause if you need more time to think. We could capture with this pawn here, putting him in check. He could just capture with the rook. And then if we checked with our queen, he could block with the rook. All right. So capture, queen moves here. He could block. All right. Well, we have another rook not doing anything here. But our queen is under attack, so that means we have to do something, either move the queen or make a checking move. So check. Let's see. All right, what else do we have? Well, we could move here, threaten a mate and one there, but he could just move this pawn or capture. So if, okay, what if we go here, threatening to capture with a check? I don't know, that looks promising. Queen here. Okay, also if we go here, queen to h5, and he just does this, moves this. All right, so here he could just capture. If we captured, he could block with his queen. All right, I don't know. I'm probably going to get this one wrong too now. Yep. All right. So they want that. Now do we check? And then I guess we could go there. And then a check up here and take the knight. And then we're just ahead by 2 pawns. All right. Our bad streak is continuing here. Okay. The bishop and queen are lined up for a checkmate in 1 here on white. So what can white do? All right. Well, what can white do? What checks does white have? White has a check up here, but the king could just move down to here. And then what? Then what do we do? Nothing. All right. Another terrible one. This looks like white is losing here. Queen check. Okay. Another option. Well, we can't go here. He can just capture us. Okay. Let's see. Queen to d8 check. If the king, his best option, only option is to move here. We swing down with check. And then we can swing over and capture. And then we just capture. Is that what we want? Do we have anything better? All right, well, at least I got that one. Let's see if I can crawl back up here. Okay, bishop has just moved, attacking our queen. What do we do? All right. Well. Okay. If we capture this pawn, does he capture the bishop and we recapture? Okay, we can't capture the bishop because the knight will recapture the queen. So, do we have a better move? Well, we could move our queen here, threatening to capture this rook. All right, so queen attacking the rook. If he blocks with the pawn, we capture with check. If he blocks with the queen, then what do we do? Nothing. Queen. Queen blocks. Oh, then we can capture the queen. If the knight captures, we capture the bishop. So all right. on to the next one. Oh, okay. The bishop has just moved to f4, attacking our king. So we're in check. We have to take care of that. Looks like we're about to lose our rook over here. But we're in check, so... we have to move or capture. When you're in check, you can either block, which we can't do, run, which we can do, or capture the attacker, which we could do, but do we want to do that? Probably not, because the pawn would recapture, we'd be in check again, and we'd lose our queen. So it looks like we have to move our king, but to where? Okay. If we move our king up, the queen could just attack. Then we'd have to move maybe to here. So maybe that would work. Move our king up, check. Then we could move here, and the queen could move here and attack us again. We'd end up over here somewhere. All right. Well, no, it doesn't like that. What about there? All right. Okay, well, I hope you did better than I did. I'm having a rough time today on these problems. All right, the rook is moved to a8, taking control of this open file here. And what can we do? Well, the queens are attacking each other, but we have this lineup here. All right. If we attack with the knight, forking the king and the queen, we have a capture here. But then what? So knight to f6, pawn captures. Does this do anything if we attack and he takes the queen, the rook comes up, the king cannot go, well, the king could go here. All right, but I don't see much, but I think this is the move. Knight to f6, pawn captures. Do we just capture here and then have the threat? So knight, pawn captures, queen captures. His queen could jump in to here, though. All right. If we went here and the pawn capture and we have a fork, or we just go here first, maybe the fork first. King could come down, we could go there, pawn capture. Well, I don't know. It still looks like this is the way to begin, but then how do you follow that up? Perhaps you go here with the queen. And then we have this threat. No, it does not like that. All right. Well, if we sacrifice the queen, capture, rook captures, what does the king do? Run over here? Then if we check, he just escapes up to here. Come on now. All right, do they want us to do that? And then that. And then this. That. All right, and if he would have to move over, we could capture this pawn. All right, we pick off some of his pawns. All right, this is horrible. How many? Man, I only solved 1, 2, 4, like not even half of them. All right, I'll try a few more, but this is a terrible day for these puzzles. Okay. What happened here? Some capture with the pawn. White. What can white do? Capture this pawn, perhaps. And if he goes here, we capture here. So we get a pawn out of it. Is there a better move? If we go here, he can't block. Maybe this is the best move. We go here, attacking. If he blocks, we can just capture here. All right, queen check, or do we try something different? Bishop captures the knight. Then we would have this. All right, I don't know. Get the queen in the game. Okay, now we just capture here. So, all right. Well, how do we continue? How do we continue? And we're going to have a threat of the queen coming down here, threatening to take our rook with check, which, I mean, I guess we could just bring the queen back and block that. All right, now do we just capture that? Boom, like that. And we're just ahead. All right, on to the next one. We got one right in a row. Maybe we can make it two. Okay. Rook to d7 here. What does black have? The only thing black has is the bishop aimed here. We could go queen here. He could just block that. Then we could threaten to come in here. Or he could go here, but we could capture that. All right, so it looks like queen to g4 is the best move. Queen to g4, threatening a mate in one. All right. All right. Okay, so there we just continue the attack, and now we can, what can we do? Attack again. If he captures, we can capture here. Would it be, no, we have to do that. All right, on to the next one. Queen to g4, but what now? What? Okay, this is a check, so we have to do something about that. All right, well, we have to do something about that. Where does the king move? Do we block with the queen? Maybe that is best if we block with the queen. He can just push his other pawn and attack our queen. But then we could move here and block these pawns. But I don't know, it's not looking good. I don't know. This looks terrible. Just terrible. Who would want to play this position? Now, the threat here of capturing with check. This pawn is threatening to promote. The only chance we have is to check his king all over the place, maybe. The only way we can check is here. Check here. This would allow us to block, possibly. All right, now what? Do we just block here? Then he has a check here. Do we continue checking? All right, we could check here. But then what? Then what do we do? Or do we just block right here? If he checks us, then we block here. But then he would capture this. So we have to keep checking, I think. But what is best, here or here? No, doesn't want that. Okay, I don't know. There, doesn't want that. Do we go there? No. Okay. What about that? No. I have no clue here. Once again, what kind of crazy move do they want? This move? Okay. Now we can block like that. Capture. All right. Stops these pawns. Okay. We'll try another one. All right. King has retreated up because the queen was checking the king. Okay, what do we do now? Well, we go here. We can go there with a check. The king will have to move here. We could check with the pawn. He would have to move down. All right. Well, check. King moves here. Check again. He has to move there. How do we continue the attack? All right. So if we do that, that doesn't work. We have to go there. Now, what do we do? Oh, we can just capture the knight with a discovered attack and then get his queen next. But is there a mate in this position? Is there a mate? Just go with that. That would be winning. All right, on to the next one. We have pawn push to c4, attacking the d5 pawn. Okay, what does black do here? Well, looks like we can just capture the rook, or sorry, use the rook to capture the bishop. Are there any threats that we're overlooking? I don't know. It looks like we can just capture there. And that's not what they want. Come on. Oh, because the knight can just capture. All right. So we have to do this first. Now, what? Now we just capture that bishop. But then there's a fork coming here. Oh, we can capture en passant. Nope, they don't want that. Man, come on. What do you want? What? That? No. Come on. This is so annoying. I don't know what they want. I do not know. Move this knight, which is under attack. So they don't want that. Where do they want this knight to move? Here? Here? All right, now the knight, if we capture the bishop, the knight will be captured. So we just do that, and then we capture. All right, man. Okay, I'll try another one, but I think I'm going to be close to finishing up for the day. What was this, a capture? What do we have? We have a check, no checks, because the queen is covering this diagonal. We do have a check here. So is that it? A mate and one? Nope. There's a block there. I'm just not seeing the moves today. Okay. Now what? How do we do anything now? We continue this attack. Here? No. And of course, wrong again. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Everything is wrong today. All right. What do we do? I do not see anything. How do you get into this? How do you get to the king? I can't move this rook or he'll mate me. here. Well, no, I guess not. I can just move the rook back. All right. Do we capture this pawn? Threaten to go here? Then I don't know. I do not know. No, we already tried that. What about... man. What can the queen do? We go there, the bishop would just capture us. This is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't see anything in this position. Nothing. Come on. Really? I see nothing here. Is there a way to check this king? Is there any way? What can this knight do? If the knight jumps to here, so that's what they want. Now, we have to go there and then capture. All right. Ugh. All right. I'll try another one, but I'm about done. Knight has jumped onto our side of the board. This just looks like a clustered up position. Do we just capture? Because this bishop, what is it doing? This bishop is terrible. What do we even do here? Well, looks like we could just capture there. Nope, they don't want that. All right. Capture there. They don't want that, so that's not the plan. Capture here. Let's just start capturing everything. Okay. Well, now do we capture here? No, the queen can capture. Come on. We just capture that. Okay, then that, and then I forgot we have our queen and our bishop. All right. Let's see. I'll go till I get a win. I'm like tired of losing. Getting these wrong time after time. All right. Queen to c3. What can we do? All right. Black can check white here. White could block. What can white do? Go here, threaten to attack, but then he could check and then move here. All right. Oh, man. Do we sacrifice the rook? King takes. Queen takes. All right. I mean, I don't know why black didn't just go here. Queen to e5 with check, and then you're forced to capture and trade queens off. Like, that makes no sense. And then he would be winning with these 2 extra pawns. All right. What a miserable position here. another. What is white even trying to do here? If I get rid of this rook, he just captures, and we check. Then he can just move down here, and then I check again. He just moves around. I don't see anything. Oh, come on. All right, I've no idea. I've no idea. Why does that even do anything? I mean, what do we just block here? Why would he just give me his rook? Because he wants me to take it and then check, and then what? Then what does he do? Take. He can't check me. My queen is there. Why did he just give me his rook for free? Why did that happen? That makes no sense. I mean, why didn't he just... I don't know. Why didn't he just go here? Where was that? Was it here because the queen was attacking it? Let me look at this again. Yeah, I guess the queen was attacking it. So, all right. So then once we go here, he has to move the rook. Oh, to cover that. Okay. All right. Should we do another one? Should we keep going? Try one more here. So what was that? A capture. So what can black do now to cause problems for white? All right. Well, we have a check here. The king could capture this bishop. So check. King captures the bishop. Then what? We have a pawn check, possibly. Or we just capture here. Okay, maybe that is best. Capture that pawn. And then if he moves, should we move the knight up there and attack? He could just come down. If we move with the pawn, okay, different options here. The queen could come here. And then what? Then what do we do? Or if we go here, he could move back to there. If we go here, if he goes there, oh man, I don't know. Try that. Of course it's wrong. Of course, that's the theme for today. Wrong. Every move is wrong. What? Do you want that? Oh man. Then there, then here. All right, I'm done for today. This was just a terrible, terrible puzzle run. Sorry, everybody. I hope you did better than I did. That was just a disaster today. All right, I don't know if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed seeing me just flop on all these puzzles. Like, I don't know. I think I got a handful right and almost, I don't know, the majority wrong. All right. Okay, enough of that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave comments or suggestions. And now I will do a new video, or my next video will be a 15-minute rapid game. So hopefully this disastrous puzzle run doesn't carry over into my game. Thank you, everybody.